Sellers, realtors, are you guys still frowning upon a VA offer when you see it come across your table or desk? Stay tuned, we're going to give you all the details. So, Robin, when's the last time you had a house listed and you saw an offer come across with a VA approval letter?
It's on almost every listing I do.
Because we have a lot of them.
We do.
have a lot of veterans, a lot of buyers down here.
Yeah, you're right. I was a military spouse.
So you're, so being a realtor, you're talking to a lot of other realtors and things like that. And I know being a military spouse, you don't have a problem with it because you've done VA loans, everything else before. But do you think there's a kind of a issue out there that people look at and go, oh, VA?
So
I don't know if I want that.
There is. Sorry, guys. We're going to go there. Unfortunately, so many people are living in the 80s and 90s. And I love the 80s.
Right.
I grew up then. I'm still a big fan of them. But the way a VA loan used to work is not the way it works now. You know, I tell my sellers, take the VA loan because one of the things that is so unique is the appraisal. People used to think, oh, it's not going to appraise. But guess what? If it doesn't appraise, the appraiser has to call me first and give me the opportunity to provide comps.
Right.
If it's going conventional or something else, they don't call me. I get that
uncomfortable. You just get the appraiser or appraisal and goes, oh, you missed it by $5,000.
I get that uncomfortable letter from the lender. Yeah.
Now we don't know how far off they are, so they issue what's called Tidewater.
Yes.
That's what you're talking about. They send us an email and say, I'm issuing Tidewater. You have 3 days, 5 days, whatever it is.
72 hours.
To respond with comps.
Yes.
And you don't know what you're up against.
I don't. It could be $100 or it could be $20,000.
Right. And it's you and the listing agent or the buyer's agent, whatever you are, working together to support or put together comps.
Correct, because at that point, it's in everyone's best interest to get this to the table.
Right.
You know, and the buyer was okay offering that price. The seller was okay taking it. We just have to justify it to y'all.
And sometimes it opens up conversations, you know, ahead of time. The you being a buying agent, you may go, yeah, I kind of figured it was overpriced, but my buyer really wanted the house, and we rolled the dice.
Aside from the worst of COVID,
right,
late 20 through 23, that's why I look at my buyer. I'm like, chances are we're overpriced, we're overdoing it.
Yeah, yeah.
But outside of those 2.5 years, it's rare that we end up in that situation. Or 3.5. Sorry, guys. It's still early. Coffee's flowing through the veins, barely. I can't do simple math right now, but I can still sell your house.
Yeah. We see probably 2 a year.
Yeah.
We don't see a lot.
No.
You know, and the ones that I will tell you, it is very, very difficult to change the mind of a VA appraiser. And it used to be, you would see appraisers that would travel 50, 60, 70 miles to appraise the property, and that was always the big issue. You know, they don't know the area. I'd say probably 1 out of 20 will see that now. You know, I think they've whittled down the list, and we usually see a lot of local appraisals.
And I like that.
For VA, because we order it through them. We don't order it off of our list. It goes right into VA portal. It's ordered through there. So if they're on the VA approved list, it's a round robin for them.
Well, and not only that, but as an agent, when I see the appraiser come through, I know most of these names.
Right.
I know which ones are fair. I know which ones I'm not going to have drama with. And I know which ones I'm going to be like, Hail Mary, Mother of God. And tell myself, I'm like, please God, because we've nicknamed them Titanic because they sink more deals than the iceberg did. But we won't name names. But again, all of us know when that name comes across, you're going to scramble. And I would much rather that name come across on a VA deal than any other deal.
Yeah, I agree. So, you know, we talk about that. I mean, appraisal, we've mentioned appraisals, but I mean, a lot of people think they're harsher, not just value, but they want a lot more repairs for the house, things like that. I mean, I don't think, You're gonna break the office. What are you doing?
I don't know. I wasn't expecting it to move.
You know we're not editing, we're not cutting anything out. Like there's no blooper reels. That's just going right out to everybody.
Can we do a blooper reel?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll do a blooper reel, sure. Because I'm sure there'll be more.
Yeah.
So it's really not any different than an FHA loan. You know,
No.
if they do an appraisal for FHA, health and safety issues.
So basically, if your roof is still intact, which again, that brings up a whole nother ballgame. Can you get insurance on the house based on the
Right.
age of the roof and what the insurance companies are seeing
And
from
they're
the
not
area?
climbing up on the roof.
No.
They're looking at it from the ground. If it's falling apart, then they're going to mention it.
If you're missing shingles, and so fun fact, there was an appraiser who came to one house I was doing a home inspection on. The inspector did his little drone and saw that there was 15 shingles missing on that roof.
Home inspector.
Home inspector, not the appraiser. Two different people.
Appraisers don't use drones.
No, appraisers do not do inspection. They have a checklist. And, you know, I'm sitting there talking, and the appraiser walks up as the inspector and I are having this conversation, and his comment was, the roof is shot. The appraiser goes, well, I can't see that it's shot from the ground, so he did not flag it as a lender required repair. I was hoping, but we
Right.
did not get that lucky. You know, they're going to do things like if you have live wires hanging out of your ceiling.
Right.
If you have...
Safety issue.
Yes, if you have more than 3 steps without a railing.
Right.
You know, especially going down to a basement.
Well, let's say your basement got flooded and you had
Yeah.
to rip out all the drywall.
Yeah,
If you have the wires exposed, that is a safety issue.
it is.
Drywall. Now, you don't have to put up drywall, finish it,
No,
paint it, everything else. You have to cover those wires.
it comes down to the very basics with
Right.
safety inside and outside the house, aside from the roof. Would you allow your unsupervised toddler to be in that area and feel safe?
Right.
And if
So
the
one of the
answer is
big things-
no, cover the wires.
One of the big things we see, not just on
Yeah.
new construction, but like on flips, is when you have a patio door going outside the house,
Yeah.
but you're up a level.
Yeah.
You've seen those.
And they're
It's
taking off
gotta
the
have-
deck. Yeah.
Right. Or they haven't put it on yet.
Right.
You have to have a safety bar. It
Yeah.
has to be screwed in or something screwed into the track.
And-
You know, that's something you see every now and then.
Right. I had a client the other day ask if they could remove that bar, and we're like, no, your insurance company will destroy you.
It's your baby gate.
You know, it's your baby gate, drunk husband, drunk friend, drunk. Yeah, and she goes, well, I just want to open and let the dog out. I'm like,
On the second floor.
it was like 4 steps up. But I'm thinking, the dog's going to have to jump, and if it doesn't have a broken paw, it's going to.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons, but that's, you know,
I was just like,
that's a code. I mean,
Yeah.
you usually have to have that to get a UNO or pass
Yep.
inspections for a county.
so
So
yeah,
it has to be done.
nobody wants to die on your property.
Right.
And that's what it comes down to, so simple. Are you going to kill a friend, a kid, your grandma? And if you are, cover it.
So there's a reason we're doing VA loans. One is we're in an area with 3, 4
Even more than that.
bases, you know, and then
You
we've
got-
got government, DC, everything else.
You figure between Fort Meade, the Naval Academy, Pentagon, Coast Guard Headquarters, Joint Base Andrews, Patuxent Naval Base, Indian Head, that's 7 right there.
Right. All the DoD contractors that are
Yes.
ex-military, everything else.
This is a big retirement area
Correct.
for our military.
But there's, you know, the VA loan is in place, one, to
Yeah.
thank them for their service to our country and everything
Yes.
they've done. You know, and I know we've done a video on government loans and explaining
Yeah.
VA, so I'm not going to go into all that. But it is there for a reason, to
It is-
benefit them.
And to the seller and the realtor, and I'm going to talk to y'all directly, who says they're not putting any money down, they wrote that blank check when they joined the military. That was their down payment. And how much they're financing really is none of your business or your concern.
Right.
You can care about their deposit. That is separate.
Well, let's say
But don't get your knickers in a bunch because they're using what they earned as
Right.
their 100%
let's say
financing.
you buy a house that's 600,000-700,000, which you can do VA, finance
Yeah.
100%. If you don't get any closing help, I mean, you're looking at $20,000, $25,000 in closing costs.
Yes.
Take that earnest money deposit up front They have to come to the table with it.
Yeah.
You know, and that's kind of your security blanket. I mean, that's what it's there for. They still have skin in the game.
Well, everybody's putting skin in the game. It just doesn't matter how much they're financing. Because the appraisal is not going to be any different if they were using a different type of loan or if they're paying cash and they still wanted the appraisal. The appraisal will be identical within a couple of dollars because it's an opinion of value, so appraisers don't hit us up. We understand. And so you could have 3 appraisers. They're going to be very close, but it's going to be off by $100 or $1,000 here or there.
And we actually see a lot of military families transferring, selling their house, who love seeing VA loans. So I think we're kind of unique with our community that it is widely accepted, and a lot of people here know about it.
Yes.
Flip side, there's a lot of people that still, like you said, in the past, are looking at going, oh, VA loan, I don't know.
They're like, oh, it's going to appraise for 10% below, or I'm going to have to do $30,000 worth of repairs. Or
I think we get around that a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, as a loan officer, I usually make a phone call to the listing agent. We submit a letter explaining, you know, borrower's in great shape. I have all their docs. We're well approved. Everything's good to go.
Right.
You know, that goes a long way.
Yes.
And then especially in a smaller, I don't want to say niche community, but
we are.
We all know each other. I mean, you know.
Calvert is a 1 degree of separation. So is Annapolis.
Yeah.
And so, same with St. Mary's and Charles. You go over there and you start talking to someone, and they go, oh yeah, by the way, do you know? I'm like, and they go, it's my cousin, it's my sister, it's my brother, it's my boyfriend. I don't know. Yeah. I
mean, there's so just to kind of wrap it up. I mean, there's 2 big reasons. One, veteran, like you said, put that money down when they signed that contract and entered into the military.
Yes.
Shouldn't have to worry about that or hold it against them. The second is the rates are lower. So the buyer, when I give them options, and even if they're putting 20% down, they're going to take that VA a lot of times because the rate's lower.
Right. And why should anybody be penalized financially to have to take out a loan at a higher rate just because either a realtor or a seller has their knickers in a bunch over what they remembered from the old VA? And yes, it used to be a nightmare.
Yeah.
When I first started in 2007, it was not a fun process. Now it's easy. And I would much rather take a VA loan any day of the week.
Yep. And we do a lot of them, so we're very familiar with them. So.
Yeah.
So I think, okay, that's the myth debunked, right? Is that the right word?
I like that.
Is that a big word? I don't know. Okay. But so we debunked that myth. So I'm hoping this helped all of you kind of understand more about VA. If you are a realtor or if you're looking to sell, Robin here knows a lot about VA loans, selling a property, prepping it. Feel free to hit us up, message us, let us know if you have any questions. Talk to you guys soon.